ways to prepare things that make them different, that make them more effective. I mean, this comes up, for example, with Amanita muscaria, which with all the myth and all the hype around Amanita muscaria, you think this would be a mega hallucinogenic, but when you actually take it, it's pretty disappointing. I mean, it's not that interesting. I mean, after the chills, after the sweating, after the nausea, after the, blurred vision and all that, you might get a transient feeling like you've drunk some cheap wine, not my idea of a transcendent experience, but there are ways people say if it's dried a certain way, then it may be different. There's a whole issue about chemical races of Amanita muscaria. There's indications that some of the Himalayan ones may actually have tryptamines and psilocybin-like things in them. Then there's the whole issue about metabolism, because traditionally in Siberia, they take it and then they piss it out and they take it again.
For the woman, no? Woman eat it. I think the men drink the piss from the woman.
It's probably
it was
usually the women do the hard work, right?
Kidneys.
And they take it out. But it turns out this may be very important, because that cleans it up and in some ways potentizes the active principle and detoxifies some of the interfering things. That may be very important. I'm waiting to hear the report of somebody that, like Jonathan Ott, I don't know if he's done that, but some brave psychonaut like that who does these things very carefully and keeps careful records, to report on that. What's it like when you eat it? What's it like when you take the same mushroom and eat it and drink your piss? And that may seem... well, we have cultural squeamishness about that, but drinking piss is not that. It's not dangerous. There are people who drink it for therapy.
Urine therapy.
Yeah, urine therapy.
You can pee in
I'm not into
words.
it. But there's an interesting video out there on the net someplace. It's called the Pharmacratic Inquisition. And actually Jonathan Ott has written a book by the same name, but he did not produce this video. But a lot of what this Pharmacratic Inquisition is about it's about Amanita muscaria, and very interesting video. And they talk about this business about how you have to piss it out, and apparently you can keep doing this. You can recycle it maybe up to 5 times.
Dennis,
Yeah.
is there any danger in taking Iboga if you're not using other drugs? I heard a few cases of people dying from Iboga, but was that because they then overdosed on heroin? Oh, here's the expert.
No,
She works at the clinic.
yes,
Hopefully she
I do
knows a
the
thing or two.
intake and screening. So,
Yeah.
so you were asking if the dangers, the risks around
The alleged death cases
Right.
for Iboga, but then Daniel was saying like the shaman there were like encouraging to eat a lot, not using a scale, not using any kind
well,
of measurement.
I mean, that's Iboga. We use Ibogaine.
Right.
Okay,
It's-
that's much safer.
Thing, yeah.
Well, I mean, the
not all of
dose,
thing, but
the dose is much easier to control than eating Iboga.
But from a
I
pharma-
don't know about eating Iboga. I've never been to Africa and taken Iboga.
But you do drug screens, and
Yes.
I think the main thing is that
we do
people not be on
Yes.
opiates. They have to
they have to be off short-acting opiates for 12 hours and off
Right.
long-acting opiates for 24 hours. We can't treat people who are on antidepressant medications. We can't treat people who are on... Most medications contraindicate with Ibogaine.
Even MDMA, I think.
Oh, sure, you wouldn't want to...
absolutely.
Yes, what we
It's an
strive...
MAO inhibitor.
You can do
For-
candy flipping with
No,
Iboga.
Ibogaine should not be mixed with any other substance.
No.
Right.
No.
And the same may be said of ayahuasca. No SSRIs.
Yes.
It should not be mixed with MDMA. I'm aware of people that do, but I think they're asking for trouble. It shouldn't be mixed with anything. I mean, it can be mixed with other tryptamine. I know people that mix it with mushrooms, but I don't advocate that. I think, you know, in a way, there's something to be said for being purist. If you want to take an orally active tryptamine, you could take ayahuasca, or you could take mushrooms. They're both orally active tryptamines. You don't need to add mushrooms to ayahuasca to make it stronger. You need to drink more. You know, if it's not getting you there, you just need to have a booster. Now, in my case, I can't take a booster because I immediately throw up the second one. So I just try to drink enough to begin with. You know.
You mentioned you're about yourself that you're taking a lot of ayahuasca, or often, that you use it often. But
Often? Not, yeah.
Okay, but it's not like every week, or?
No. No, I would, though. Probably not every week. I'd take it, easily I could do it once a month, and that's probably about the right amount for me. But I don't do that. I do it, I tend to go, you know, maybe 6 months, and then I'll go for a weekend someplace and do it 3 or 4 times, you know, in succession, and that's how it works for me. That's why these things like ayahuasca are really very good, because you're in a place where you have a chance to take it, and then you skip a day, and then you take it. And ayahuasca, you might do ayahuasca as much as 6 times in a 12-day session. Each session builds on the last one. I mean, not only is it not totally washed out, but you're processing the information every time. And I think that's really therapeutic.
And then the master plants are sometimes, other plants are combined.
Yeah, not at ayahuasca.
Right, not at,
yes,
but just generally.
That's right. There are
Yeah.
other plants that you can diet with if you're going to seriously try to, like, study as an apprentice shaman or something. You have to do this diet. There are these many other medicinal plants, some of which may not even be overtly psychoactive, but they do things. They tune your body to make it, you know, possible to become an ayahuasquero, to use the medicine better. You know,
They kind of work together.
They work together,
synergistic
right,
relationship.
Like vitamins, no? To
Yeah,
balance
like,
the
well,
body, to
yeah.
prepare to the big climbing.
something like that. It's just a part of the practice, you know, of eat right, keep a
What
clean
you
body.
think about when you don't take a substance for a long time? When you take at the first, it's like your body is fighting with the substance, and after maybe one day you feel more comfortable and taking more. I
Right.
think you have to
Right.
prepare your body, because at the first thing, if you take 1/2 a year and I take something and I
Right.
don't feel comfortable when I take the first
And that's
things.
that's
And
one of the-
after I can
Yeah.
go upper doses.
That's one of the
and they
benefits
feel,
of these multiple sessions of
Yeah.
ayahuasca, because the first
we,
session
we
or
feel
two,
the toxic
you
at
might
the
not
first
do
moment.
much more than just throw up, you know,
Yes.
but you'll feel better, and then the next one you could begin
But I
to.
think if you
work on
try
it.
only the first, you don't have a good opinion of a substance, because your body is all the time fighting with that.
Not always.
Because
My first ayahuasca experience was
but you
fine.
take one, and
first time I used it, and
yeah,
went down.
Yeah,
very
but you
individual.
probably
Didn't have to
I mean,
vomit
you
that
look
much.
like a pretty healthy guy.
Yeah,
you
it's
you
very-
probably eat well. I'll bet you get
Yeah.
lots of exercise.
I
You
own
probably
a health
get more
food
fat
store,
than-
so yes.
And the second time I took ayahuasca in Rio with the UDV, I went, you know, it was when we were down there for that conference, and I come from, you know, the States, and I'd been eating crappy food and all this stuff, plus I was jet lagged, tired, you know, just screwed up. I threw up for 6 hours straight, you know. And I felt great the next day.